Hello, lovely loves. I'm trying to do another impromptu. The sun comes out like, yay, she's doing another impromptu. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about contrast and how we use it to create conflict. And it actually was something that came up to me in a meeting that I was facilitating last week that was like really, really cool and awesome that I made the connection. But we live in this reality where everything we see is contrast. So you wouldn't be able to see me if you couldn't see that, okay, this is a blue shirt. So, or in order to see that, you see that I have a striped gray and white shirt on over it. So it's like there's this reality that we've created based off of all these forms, and these forms you're able to see them because you see a contrast in, the outer edge of them. The reality is none of that actually exists because none of that is actually true. And the reason you know it's not true is because it's not consistent and it isn't eternal. Because we know that things are consistent and things are eternal, it means that we know something more beyond what we're seeing in front of our eyes. Because we can even grasp the concept of that means that we know more or that there is more. Okay, so the next thing is with a contrast. So we have all these things and we have all this contrast. And what we've decided then is that we've decided that we must create our identity based off of the contrast. And that is where conflict comes from. And the root of all evil is conflict. And you could say that it's scarcity, but the whole creation of scarcity came into being through the idea of conflict. Meaning, what this is better than what that is. What I have here is more important than what is over here because I feel that way. Or you feel that way. So my point is we need to try to stop making our identities based in contrast and conflict. Contrast is fine. I mean, we have it. And it's beautiful to see that and to see those colors in that and even colors in general. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see pink and to see blue. All these things are beautiful, but it's when you start to create your identity around them that you then create a conflict for other people. Meaning, yellow is the best color ever. So if you don't like it, then you should die. Or you're not better than me because you don't like it. Or you're worse than me because you don't like yellow. And yellow is my color now. It's mine. I own it. I own all the yellow. That kind of thought process. It's created in a sense of separation where you must define yourself based off of the separation through the contrast that's created in your reality. And this is something that we all do, especially in sports. It's something that's very promoted in sports. It's something that's very promoted in any type of competition. And I'm not necessarily saying that competition isn't fun. If you're doing it and it's play and there's no identity in it and there's no identification and I mean, a lot of people say, oh, well, that's your heart. You have to identify with it because it's your heart. No, you don't. You can put focus on it. And it can be inspired, passionate focus without having your identity involved in it. And that's kind of what I'm alluding to, is that there is a way that you can have contrast without conflict. And that is what we all need to strive to get to, because conflict is the root of all what we think of as evil. So having conflict is not peaceful in any circumstance. There is no peace in conflict. It is an opposite word. So, later, loves. Bye.